evening and welcome you all for yet another episode of Let's Hear My School. And we have a very special guest for us to take you through the next 60 minutes of our deliberation. So we have here with us, and Madam is quite far away from the place I am sitting. I think it should be around 2,500 kilometers from the place I am sitting, and she is from one of those wonderful states of India. She is from Punjab in a place called Tarn-Taran in Amritsar, and she's been kind enough to accept our invitation. Before I say thank you to ma'am, it's my pleasure to thank the president of Chief Khalsa Diwan Charitable Trust, Sardar Nirmal Singh, and two of the managers. One is Sardar Harjit Singh and Sardar Gurinder Singh for making this episode possible for us for this evening. So thank you to all of you, and special thanks to ma'am for being with us at exactly 1600 hours today. And ma'am, how's the place? Is it raining like in Coimbatore? It has been raining. How is Tarn-Taran? It's a nice name, Tarn-Taran.
Yes, it is Tarn-Taran. So good evening first to everyone. Yes, good evening everyone. It's my proud privilege to be a part of today's talk, and I'm really elated to join it today. So I'm really happy to be a part of it.
Thank you so much, but I didn't introduce you. Madam is Mrs.Ranjith Bhatia. She is the principal of Guru Harikrishan Public School, which has got about 5.5 acres and 3,000 odd students. So you can imagine the type of responsibility that she is taking. She has taken over, and she has got quite a few feathers on her cap, lot of achievements, lot of experiences. And before she talks on, I would certainly like to read out a bit of her profile. But if I'm going to read the entire profile, it will take a long time for me. Maybe I only will be able to talk for the next 60 minutes. But then I'll cut off from. I'll just cut off from your qualification. Of course, qualification is, of course, she's MA in English literature. Naturally, she has to be a B.Ed M.Ed. She's also completed a CTET, PhDET. So lots on her education and professional qualification. But it is always good to mention about her teaching and administrative experiences. As I mentioned, she's currently the principal of Guru Harikrishan Public School at Tarn-Taran, Amritsar, with 5.5 acres and 3,000 students. So you can just visualize the type of pressure and the tensions that she would be going through for the last 3 years now with the school. Ma'am, you joined them in 2000, 2 years, that particular school. And she has been a city coordinator of district Tarn-Taran. She's been a chief nodal supervisor, CNS of district Tarn-Taran again. She has been a chief nodal practical supervisor of district Tarn-Taran, and she has worked in various schools. I think her in GD Goenka International School, Jalandhar. She has worked as principal in DIPS school again in Punjab. Then she has been a teacher and a coordinator at Bawa Lalwani Public School, Kapurthala, and she has also worked as a teacher and the head of the department at Army Public School, Kapurthala. So she has got a wide experience in teaching, and of course, we have the right person to talk to us today, ma'am, on behalf of Amrita Vidyapeetham. And you did mention that out of so much of engagement that you took off just for Amrita Vidyapeetham, we are grateful to you for you being with us for the next 60 minutes. And it's my pleasure, privilege, and honor to welcome you for this. Let's hear my school topic. The topic what ma'am is going to talk to all of us is about something that we have heard enough, but not understood enough, right? We all talk about when we talk to our children that have some right positive attitude, right? Don't have negative attitude, but nobody really has understood the true meaning of attitude. So without knowing the true meaning of attitude, we keep on talking about have a right attitude, have positive attitude. Now, I don't know what is attitude. To be very honest, you ask me what is attitude, I'm also a big zero to tell you what is attitude, right? I don't know. Sometimes I joke with the children asking, how much is 1 kilo of attitude in Coimbatore? And madam, how much is 1 kilo of attitude in Tarn-Taran and Amritsar? You know, we have not really and truly understood. And without understanding, we talk about attitudes. You know, what is attitude? Just imagine in your mind What exactly is attitude? I'm very happy that मैं आज हिंदी में भी मैडम से बात कर सकता हूँ. एक 2 मिनट आपके आंखें बंद करके आप सोचिए कि जो एटीट्यूड वर्ड जो अंग्रेजी में है उसका मतलब क्या है. But बिना जान के, without knowing the meaning of attitude, we put pressure onto our children. Positive attitude, positive attitude, positive attitude. What is this positive attitude? I don't know. In each places, the positive attitude sells at maybe a kilo, 1,000, and negative attitude you get it for 100 rupees. I don't know. So here is a person who has been looking at madam. You can always see the positiveness in her face. Looking at madam, nobody will say madam has a negative attitude. So I think the smile and the presentation and the personality you depict is all about positive in nature. So we have the right person to brief us as to what exactly the positive attitude and how does it help for teachers in developing and grooming themselves as not just the ordinary teacher, but as an extraordinary teacher. I'm sure madam would be showing us maybe a few slides, and once the slides are over, we can start shooting questions on ma'am, and she would be explaining and briefing us all about attitude. Over to you, ma'am. Over to you, ma'am. You can certainly now start your conversation with all of us.
First of all, I say namaskar, good afternoon. It's good afternoon till 6, so I wish you all good afternoon as well. All the audience and the spectators through the small window who are together in this afternoon hours when everybody is looking forward to have a power nap, and still those enlightened hearts and mind, they are jotted down together around their laptop and small phone screens. So I would again bow my head to all of you and salute you that you are leaving aside all your cozy beds and sitting here to learn in the quest of to learn something. So mine will be a humble effort to try to give you a little insight, whatever my little knowledge is, so that everybody could be benefited.
To ask you, the moment I said about attitude, there was a little bit of a smile on your face, and what could be the reason? उसका क्या कारण है कि आपके चेहरे पे थोड़ा सा मुस्कुराहट तो आ गई है? उसका मतलब क्यों है, कैसे आया वो? उसके बारे में आप बता दीजिए.
This is why, because we think on the same level. I was also to begin the meaning of attitude with the same quote, same example which you asked me right in the morning.
Oh, really? Okay.
You caught it. So okay. I was to speak about that. Usually when the moment we hear the word attitude, we tend to think in terms of like somebody saying a kind of arrogancy, or for example, we say in the college or schools, the children talk about each other or the other third person. He has a big attitude, he or she doesn't look at me or doesn't listen to me. But I think this is not the right word for that kind of behavior, not at all. If somebody doesn't listen to you, okay, please listen to me, and you will say, okay, bahut dekhe tum jaise, okay, go ahead, I don't care for you. This is actually not the attitude. I think in the civilized language, we should call it a nuisance, a bad behavior, and this is never ever an attitude. It is something very deep. I'll just use one quote there. There was a quote seen some time back. It was written on the wall. The daughter is saying to the mother, "Maa kachre wala aaya hai."
Acha.
Right? Kachre wala means the one who picks garbage.
Absolutely.
So she says, "Maa kachre wala aaya hai." Mom, the person who picks the garbage has come. So in Hindi, it is called kachra wala.
Kachra wala.
Mama says, "Baby, not he is kachra wala, we are kachra wala, because we are creating garbage. He is the one who cleans it."
Correct,
so
correct.
This is what
Absolutely.
The attitude is that we need to think about and reflect upon, that we need to change the way we think. So this is what we are going through the journey today. So
ma'am, this attitude, okay, it has come. Okay, sorry.
So the today's presentation flow will be, first we will try to peep into what is the introduction, how we know the word attitude, and since attitude and behavior are very much closely related, so we'll try to go through what exactly the difference in attitude and behavior. Then the meaning and the definition of the attitude. Then what attitude is everything, how it is everything. Formation of attitude, how are they formed in our life, in our mind, how they are created. Then we'll talk about how can we change the attitudes, and when we change, how can we develop the positive attitude, and once the positive attitudes are developed, how we can stay positive, how we can maintain the positivity of the attitudes. Then we will talk about, once we have learned what are the attitudes, what are the ways how we can change them into positive and then stay or maintain our positivityness. Then where do we find the negativity? What are the negative attitudes? We will also look into that, and we will try to reframe our some of the negative attitudes which we knowingly or unknowingly keep on adapting in our life. So this is how we will go through the first of all we see attitude and behavior. Let me try to find out the difference and then we'll explore the meaning of it. Attitude represents how a person thinks or feels about something or someone. On the other hand, behavior that represents an individual's reaction. It's a reaction. Behavior is a reaction to a particular action from a person or in the environment around the person.
Next slide. Can I ask you one question? Is your behavior comes out of your attitude? I mean,
yes.
If I have a positive attitude that I must clear a particular examination, then my behavior is to start opening up the books and keep reading and studying and studying. But if I have a feel that my attitude is that, okay, whatever I do, I will never ever clear that examination. So you don't tend to even open the book and read. So what you say, what you have now mentioned is your behavior is fully dependent on your attitude. So unless you correct your attitude in a positive manner, an optimistic manner, your behavior will not change. The moment you change your attitude, you said it is accrued. The attitude is, developed over a period of time. So based on your attitude, your entire behavior goes on. Is that what I'm just saying is correct, or you want me to be corrected on that, ma'am? What do you say about it?
Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. So attitudes are very much, they are providing the ground. They are providing the ground where the plant grows of a behavior, a kind of thing we can relate to. So the kind of attitude we have, as you took the example of the child who's tending to copy in the examination, it means his attitude towards appearing in the examination is negative.
So behavior
he or she is feeling fear.
Okay.
Yes, very much. Should I carry on?
Yeah, please. Sorry, I will ask you one question after each slide if I have any question, if you don't mind.
Great. No issue. Most welcome.
Thank you, ma'am.
Great. So I would talk about the three things that you all can see over here. It is not always your aptitude. This is again inborn within the person by birth, which the CBSE and the different boards are talking about these days. What is the innate quality? The Harvard Gardner theories talk about it. What is the aptitude of the child by birth? So this is not always your aptitude, which is the natural ability or the skill, but the aptitude, which means your inborn qualities plus your attitude. They both together, they decide the altitude or the greater height that we achieve in our life. So only and only ability, innate ability or the skill is not enough. It takes a lot more on part of our attitude that help us to scale new heights or to acquire the altitude in our life.
Which means this aptitude, if I have to define, is the area in which you excel. Is aptitude is that my aptitude towards mathematics, because I excel in mathematics, so my aptitude in mathematics is high. Is that the meaning of? Is that meaning right, ma'am? My aptitude in which area or which particular subject I really do extremely well is my aptitude is high on that. So what you mean to say is aptitude alone doesn't take you to the higher heights. Aptitude along with attitude will take you to the altitude. Is that what you're? This is something like, twist of the tongue. Aptitude, attitude, altitude. Okay, ma'am. I just want to clarify. Thank you so much. Yes.
Great. Now let me try and understand the meaning and definition what exactly attitude is. A little we have touched earlier. Now let's have a little more exploration. Attitude is a predisposition. It is a predisposition or a tendency to respond positively or negatively towards a certain idea, object, person, or a situation. It means when we happen to come across some idea or some person or any kind of situation we undergo. So the kind of feeling we have in our mind, it is not there and then generated. It takes a lot of upbringing and lot of thought process. It is a interplay of lot many thoughts going inside the mind based on the predetermined uh, attitude which has developed over a period of time. This is what attitude depends upon, how we deal with the situation or towards a person or someone or something when we come across. Means attitude is based on predisposition or a tendency to respond positively or negatively.
Ma'am, yeah, there's a question here. Is
Yes.
attitude a type of perspective? Is it something to do with perspective? Is attitude a perspective? There's one of those people who asked me this question. Sorry to interrupt, because I thought you were changing the slide. Is it something to do with perspective?
Yes, we can
It is
say.
something. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Okay, ma'am. Please go ahead. Previous slide, please.
Choice of action and responses to challenges, incentives, and rewards. It means a person who is in job, suppose when I'm not talking about the educators itself alone. It can apply to anyone. So wherever we are working, we have a choice to go ahead with the work, to do it in a different manner. What am I going to get after completion of my task? What are the different challenges? How am I going to face those challenges? All these things are determined only because of or under the, we can say, under the influence of our attitudes toward that particular situation or challenge or reward. So when we go to buy a car, usually what we see, we check the engine, right? We
Yes.
check the engine, how good it is working. If the engine is powerful, it means we are having a better chance to go for a good ride. But when engine is not of good quality, we can't go very far with such kind of vehicle. It means engine is very important for a car or the vehicle we are going to ride. The better the engine is, the better a chance for a wonderful ride. That is the role of the attitude. Attitude is the engine of our life. If our attitude or our engine is refined, it is more fine-tuned, we can have a good ride of our life. That is the power of attitude. Picture, we can see this is the iceberg submerged in the seawater. If you have a look at, the maximum portion is under the water. And what is on the top? It is just a small portion. This is comprising our knowledge and skills. This much portion plays a role. But what exactly the maximum portion is taken up by, it is the attitude of a person, which is submerged. And this is unknown to the others. People from surface see only your knowledge and skills. Only knowledge and skill is visible. But what the attitude has been, that is the main driving force, whatever we are doing in our life. Anywhere, in any situation, with any person, with anything, whatever we behave, the kind of behavior, this is visible only like an iceberg, tip of the iceberg. The greater role is played by the attitude. Next, please. When we talk about a strong personality, what it takes to make, we may go for a gym exercise, we may go for yoga, we may go for some playing or aerobic or anything, but it cannot develop. A good body posture and muscles cannot be developed in a single day. It takes weeks, no, it takes months, it takes years to develop our body. Different muscles, a range of body demand for a different kind of exercise. And those who go consistently to the gym or do yoga or do physical exercise or physical training, they definitely acquire a good physique. It means we need commitment. If we have to develop a body, a good and strong personality, outer personality, we need to do a lot of labor and regular. So we can have a strong personality with commitment and hard work. But when we talk about strong attitude, what does it take? Let's see next. Mental exercise, similar fashion, it also needs a lot of commitment and hard work. If we have to develop strong positive attitude, we have to have a lot of commitment and hard work. Our mental exercise needs a lot of commitment. We can go about it. How do we get attitudes? See, they are not inherited as we discussed in the beginning. We don't get them by birth. They are acquired. They are not by birth. From the very beginning, we keep watching around what is happening. We keep on feeding in our mind. Everything we keep on feeding. Our brain, as a scientist says, it is equivalent to millions of supercomputer. Our conscious mind, our subconscious mind, unconscious mind together. They're very powerful. We are much, much, much more than a supercomputer. So we keep on acquiring the things. We keep on embedding everything, what we saw around. And what we learn from our birth till our growth, then we can remember the things around, happening around us. We keep on inheriting our attitudes. They are acquired or learned by individuals. How? From the different situations, the experiences. Now, when we say situations or experiences, again, attitudes acquired by the direct experience, they are more deeper, and we do not tend to forget, and we shape up our attitude very quickly accordingly. Suppose one fine day, if I happen to meet an accident, the roadside, and what I see, people are passing by, they are not helping, I'm in trouble. Somehow I'm successful in saving my life, but I developed an attitude that it may be two-way. Either I will develop that next time when I see somebody in need, I will never stop. I will pass. The other can be, I will commit that like I have suffered, next time when I see somebody, I will stop and help out. So it can, to my example, it can be any way because it was my direct experience. We also observe people and we obtain indirect attitude. Let's see how different factors are responsible. For example, here it is one displayed psychological factor. What are the ideas or values or belief and perception that we see happening around? A child is born in a family and listen to the parents' ideas on political grounds, on social ground, on different grounds. Say for some political party, they are favoring or they are going against a political party. children are most probably they are tending to acquire that attitudes, positive or negative, towards a party. If they see that parents are helping their grandparents, they also tend to become that and follow the same direction. When they see different gods and goddesses being prayed of prayers, or they are going to the temple or the mosque or the church, the gurdwara, they tend to follow the same religion, same belief is embedded in their mind, and they acquire the similar kind of attitudes and the perception they see around. So this is how the psychological factor that they pick up from the others and their surrounding. One reason is the psychological factor that previous slide.
Previous slide, yeah.
Just have a look like the child is sitting, teacher enters the class and sees the children are not willing to work. Am I clear?
Yeah, clear. Yeah, it's clear now. It's clear.
When the teacher enters the class, she picks up the idea that the child sitting behind in the last bench is not interested in studying. And regularly she starts behaving like, because she has already developed an idea, she has picked up a belief in her mind that the child is not interested in studying, forgetting to ask him or her, I'm sorry, I'm not just blaming, I'm just picking up as an example, that she may not be bothered much out of 40 children class that why the child has been sitting in the end and not getting interested in my lesson. She develops an idea, or her belief is that this child is not happy studying. He is a dullard kind of child. Though the child might be physically or mentally ill that day, may be depressed that particular day or due to some mishappening at home. But gradually this is how psychologically pick up the idea. So as you can see another person like one of the other example, a worker is sitting lazily in the office, not doing his or her work, the boss may be very angry.
True.
Right? So this is how we see and perceive. These are our perceptions. Gradually they shape up our attitude. So these are the psychological factors.
Could be net also, but still, yeah. No, it's okay.
Okay. Now, formation of attitude also depends upon economical reason. There may be people getting different salary and they may feel low or high about it. Some person who's getting less salary may be feeling low, that yes, my salary is not up to the mark, why I am like this, why I'm not paid well. But on the other hand, somebody can be getting a good salary and we would be able to maintain good lifestyle. Am I audible, dear?
Yes, audible, ma'am. You're audible, yeah.
So the pocket size or the salary also make a difference in their thinking process, and then they develop. You look at the poor people mentality, those who are not able to meet both ends well, and you look at the attitude of the children from the family who's very well to do. A child from a poor family will be happy if gets food morning, afternoon and evening. Having just chapati or rice with a little potato or even salt would be blessed, feeling blessed that yes, I am blessed with the food, 3 meals a day. But on the other hand, a rich person child or a middle class child, they are given food of their choice and they don't want to touch it. You know, in our India, children are getting obesity because they are overfed. The food they don't even need. They keep on consuming, sitting in front of the televisions, keep eating food, junk food, and all those stuff that they don't even require, and unhealthy food and junk food. They are getting obese. So the attitudes are formed because of their pocket size. They feel we can possess eating anything, and they keep buying mindlessly what they don't even need. A lady of a rich man or an upper middle would be taking fancy buying costly purses, sandals, different dresses, branded things, everything branded from head to foot. forgetting that nobody bothers about it. To whom the people want to please? Who cares? If I'm carrying a 15,000 purse on my shoulder or 500, who cares? But people develop an attitude, keeping in mind their salaries or their monetary gains. It plays a big role in forming their attitudes. Move further. Now we here see a car with the tires. Two are visible, two are of course behind, but one of the tire is flat. So what we do when we are going through a car and the tire burst or it is punctured, we go to the workshop, we get the puncture fixed and move on. But when it is not changed, it will not let us move at all. Can we move without it? We can't. So we are bound to change this tire. We are bound to fix the puncture. Then only we can move. But when we have our negative attitude, it has to be changed. It is just equivalent to this punctured tire. It will not let us move in our life. We are bound to stop over there. That is why it's very important to change this punctured attitude, this punctured tire to be replaced. Let's see how we can change. As I discussed earlier, it's a long mental process. It needs commitment. So let me not take it. It's going to be in a click of finger and we can finish it so quick. It will take time to develop. We have to commit ourselves that yes, I want to change. I need to change myself to lead a happy life in a family life or workplace, everywhere. So we need to change. And if you are ready to change, let me understand first it's a long process. It is further person-centered, not the work-centered. We can't do different tasks and we say, now I'm getting positive or I'm changing my attitude. No, it is our choice. We have to change ourselves from within. We have to work on ourselves. It's a person-centered. By doing typical tasks, we can't change our attitude. We have to work on ourselves. For that, let me try to fill the gap. If there is a difference in the information that we are getting from someone and we are getting frustrated, we are getting negative towards somebody, let me try to bridge the gap. Let me try to obtain the information. What is missing out of the communication? Fill it. At times we may used to have fear. Look at India, how hygienic it has been. The latest example you see of coronavirus. Early Corona arrived and it has taught in one go to the whole 135 crore population to wash hands, to sanitize. So sometimes the fear of falling sick in case of corona or the other cases may be as per the situation, fear is also used to change the attitude. We should try to resolve the discrepancies. If there are, we should speak up, we should communicate and change. Impact of fear is very much useful in it. When the children are not having good attitude, we can make them sit with someone who has good attitude towards the study, towards the personal life, social life. Then children tend to change, and so as with the elders. Co-opting approach. Sometimes the things does not work. We don't even like. Let me pick up the others attitude. And now let's come how we can develop positive attitude. We should try to listen to the internal dialogues. What is good to 60,000 in between they vary. Such huge is the volume. Within 24 hours, we produce this much huge number of thoughts. When the quantity is so large, how can they be so good in quality? They cannot. We need to reduce the number of thoughts. Sometimes there are two minds speaking when we get up in the morning. 2 to 3 minds are speaking at their own pace. We are so much puzzled in today's lifestyle. We should meditate. We should try to listen what is happening inside. What is happening inside? What my conscience, what my soul is telling me to do. Listen to that. Listen to that dialogue. At times we are not able to communicate like the Shakespeare. We all know to be or not to be is the problem. So at times we are also not in a situation to decide upon, should I tell this to someone or the other person, this fact should be told or should not be told. We try to keep it up to us. Sometimes we are quiet where we had to speak up and disasters takes place. And sometimes we are supposed to be quiet and we speak. Again, disaster takes place. So we should be very mindful, very thoughtful. Where we have to speak, we must speak. Where we have to quiet, we must quiet. Next, please. We should try helping others. We should not feel hesitant. When we help somebody, the person is thankful, full of gratitude, and he or she thanks us. This kind of good words, they help us thinking positive, and we commit that next time I will also help more and more people, maybe financially, maybe physically, mentally, the way they want my physical support, some pushing, some labor work, I will help. They want my counseling, I will help out. In any way we are able to support the others, it gives us happiness and we tend to get positive. And obviously, it's a good task to help the others. We must not give our charge in the other's hands, but we should try to take charge in our own hand, just like a remote of the television. We keep changing the channels. Most of the people you just reflect upon whom we meet every day, what kind of people they are. If they want you to laugh, you laugh. If they want to make you cry, you start crying. A teacher goes to the principal, he or she said something, channel changed. Now, I'm not saying the teacher should not listen to the higher authority. Do listen, but don't take it personally. Because an authority, whenever he or she guides, it is never personal from the higher authorities to the lower one. They always speak to the chair you are acquiring. When a teacher is scolding a child, she or he is never scolding with the mindset that yes, I am his or her enemy or he is my enemy. No, because they are interested in the welfare of the person. So do not feel gloomy. Don't feel gloomy when somebody says something. Keep your charge in your hands. Maintain your mental balance. Don't lose it. Don't go depressed. Don't feel bad about it. Take it positively. Find the things which are where the crux lies. What was the lacuna in your work? Be as a teacher or a student. Find the lacuna, remove it, and go ahead. Forget the other words. Next. We need to change our focus or attitude to make it happen. Now you can see the finger towards the electricity switchboard. So somebody comes and says something and we are just fired up. We start quarreling. Exchange of hot words take place. Why we have to go for these things? Somebody comes and praises and we are so happy that we are ready to do anything, though the person may be doing flattery and behind your back the person may be laughing. We should be focused on what we are doing. We should not be under the influence of the words of the others. Somebody comes and make you laugh or angry or fearful, you are going to behave like that. No, don't listen. Maintain your calm, maintain your compose yourself. It should not be like switch on and switch off in your, you should not be in doldrums. Never take a decision. Never take a decision when you are riding an emotional wave. Let the wave settle down. Because when you are riding an emotional wave, when the wave settles down, that decision will also go wrong. So don't ride an emotional wave. Try to discover why are you born. Try to discover what you want. When you try to explore these things, you'll feel happy about it. That why I have come, what is my purpose over here, why have I come to this life, why the God has sent me for some very good purpose. So try to explore what are your desires. Next, please. We can go to the next slide, please. Some people always think anything wrong is happening to me. It is only because of the God is very much unhappy with me, or the society is very much unhappy with me. We should not suffer this syndrome. Nothing wrong is happening with you only. There is always a day after a night, and there is always a night after a day. So we must not react when we get something sad, something unhappy, unpleasing in our life. It's a part of our life. It's a part of the game. It has to happen. It has to happen. So take it easy and don't feel that something wrong is happening with you alone. Crores of people are there on this earth. Good or bad is happening with everyone. It is not with you. Please come out of this mindset. Change yourself. Stop magnifying. At times, what we do, we try to look at the small thing and just make it too big for us, though the thing is not that big. So let us stop magnifying the things happening around. Let the small thing at low key. We have to now maintain those positive channels. We have to hold them in our hands tightly, mind's hand, not in our hands practically, in our mind's eye. We have to hold them tightly, and we have to maintain our positivity. We should learn from every experience that we acquire in our day-to-day life. We should try to take the positive things, keep with us. We should keep the good things with us and forget the useless things which are of no use. Pick up only positive things from day-to-day happening, from our experiences. Try to look at the brighter side of the life. Recently, there had been a plane accident in Kerala, and 18 lives were lost, including the pilot and the co-pilot. Now, everybody says it's very bad. I also say it's very bad, very sad it happened. Can we see something positive in it? What is positive happening here? When I'm asking, you might be feeling, what am I asking? How can it be something positive? If we try to look, we can again find something positive. Out of 191, most of them are safe. Better the factor is, I was not the part of the plane. I'm alive. 10 lakh people, every night they sleep out of the whole world, and they don't wake up in the morning. Do being. Spend some time with your own self always. Maybe 15-20 minutes, half an hour, but must spend some time with yourself. You are a wonderful personality. You will explore it every day, something new. Feel good about yourself. Don't please curse yourself. I'm not able to do this. I'm not able to do that. Everything wrong happens to me. If such kind of feeling you are having in your mind, you don't need an enemy, my dear. You yourself are the biggest enemy of yourself. Don't curse yourself ever. Do not curse. Always say positive. When you wake up in the morning, look at the mirror and say, I'm very intelligent, most intelligent person on the planet Earth. I'm the most beautiful or handsome person on the planet Earth. Give yourself something positive. Shift your mental gears. Stay away from negative. When we are going on the way, again I come to the car. We at times have to increase the speed. We at times have to decrease the speed. We keep on changing the gears. Change your gears. You see so many people around you who are saying negative. You are in the school. As a teacher, so many teachers say, "Acha, naya kuch ho raha hai, something new is happening. I'm not interested in doing." Some other teacher is doing, you keep on cursing the person. Why he or she is taking lead? Is he or she is going to be paid off extra money? No. So why to do extra work? They just come to finish tiffin and go off after 6 hours. They always keep on cursing you. But you please don't stop doing good work, because you have a different attitude. You have a positive attitude towards your work. You carry on with all your goodness and keep on doing different work and stay away from such such negative people. Next, please. Think about a successful person you admire. We all have some heroes in our life whom you like the most. Maybe politician, maybe actor or actresses, maybe some sports person, maybe anyone. Think of them always. We usually have so many pictures of great leaders in our schools, just so that at the back of mind, children every day they keep on watching those pictures and they feel motivated. This is the only purpose, that we keep on putting beautiful quotes and pictures all around, so that in the subconscious mind they keep on feeding something good stories, some good successful stories in their mind. In today's era, we have mobile phones in our hands, we have laptops, we have internet in it. The whole world is in your hand. Learn wonderful quotes are available in your palm. Every day, don't go for 10, 20, 100 good quotes, good sayings. Take one, pick up one. Every day, only one. Stick to it. Reflect upon it. Apply it in your life. You will see the wonders. Watch your words, what you are speaking. We say what is there in the words. Words are very powerful. My friends' words are very powerful. If they were not powerful, why the people were quarreling so much all around? They keep fighting with each other just because some rude words are spoken to the other person. And a big quarrel can be settled down on the table just by using some polite words. Words are very powerful. You give a good, you see the child's day, he's on cloud 9. My teacher has given me a sweet on the copy. She has written good. They'll be on cloud 9. They'll be thanking you so many times. The parents will be so happy. The child would be jumping the whole day. The words are very powerful. Use them very meticulously. You want people that they should be trustworthy. But do we think ever that we should also need to be trustworthy? Somebody tells us something in our ears, and we are very much in a tendency to go and tell it to somebody else's ears. We pour into somebody else's ears because we can't digest that. We come to know some secret of somebody and we want to tell it to the others. We love backbiting. We love talking about the others because that backbiting, that talk gives the real juice which the others are not possessing. So we love listening to getting that juice. And then we keep on spreading, spilling to so many people. We should be trustworthy first. This is how we can maintain our positive attitude. When we accept others, may it be our workplace or as a family, accept them unconditionally. Nobody is perfect. Next, please. When we talk about these all processes to be positive and how to hold our positivity, let me have a glance that yes, some people are there, or in our own self, there may be certain things which may throw us to be negative, to adopt a negative attitude. What can be those? What is the root cause? It is low self-esteem. Person don't have confidence. They don't respect themselves. They don't feel they are worthy of respect. They lack confidence. They lack self-esteem. They are under stress. What is happening in the workplace? I'm going to burst out. A little pressure comes, I'm to burst out. I can't tolerate the pressure. I'm fearful about so many things. Corona, corona, corona. Latest it came. What happened? We heard in our state, a few people, 3 to 4 people, they commit suicide just because corona has come, and it was very much initial stage. They were under so much fear, they committed suicide. They also, we hear at different places in different states, it happens. In the hospital, from the isolation ward, the person jumped out of 4th or 5th floor and committed suicide just out of fear that I will not be surviving. Highly negative, highly negative. And this fearful thinking, the anger, it leads to frustration, constant frustration. They are frustrated with every single person, with the parents, with the children, with the spouse, with the workplace, boss, children. Everyone, the person is frustrated. And this frustration leads to constant negative attitude. And then you happen to speak to a negative person. Within few seconds, that aura will take you in negative grip. You will also start feeling low in energy. You will feel your energy is drained by talking to such negative people. Thoughts are very useful, very powerful. Keep them positive. What we sow, so shall we reap. If we put seeds of positive thoughts in the ground, we will harvest the crop of positivity and happiness in our life. If we sow the seeds of negativity in our mind's ground, we cannot have happiness in our life. We shall always be unhappy, dissatisfied. So always have positive seeds in your mental ground. Bad aptitudes are heavy baggages. They are very heavy baggage. A little story I would share you in few lines. The children were fighting with each other in a classroom, and a teacher was watching them, and she was wonderful a teacher, having very good insight of the child psychology. What she thought of, she told the children to carry potatoes, a few potatoes in poly bag, and put them in your bags. Children started carrying it. She said, you are not supposed to throw them, and you have to carry them every day, every place with you. I said, okay, madam. But after 3 4 days, those rotten potatoes, because they started rotting, and they started giving out foul smell. Now the children were in trouble, and they started complaining. Ma'am, it's a bad smell from these potatoes. May I throw it? She said no. She made them carry for 1 week. It kept on increasing. The stink kept on increasing. Then she explained, our quarrels, our bad behavior, our bad words, bad deeds are like rotten potatoes that we carry in our heart for the others. These are potatoes, you can see them practically. When they're stinking, they're rotting, they're spoiled. You can see them. But in hearts, these are the rotten potatoes, the bad feeling about the others. They stink and make you vomit, make you speak up bad words in turn. So, bad attitudes are really very heavy a baggage. We should drop them as early as possible. Next, please. Why people keep staying negative? They are unhappy with the pay package. I'm doing so much of work, but I'm not getting enough salary. Don't I deserve? I'm doing so many things. I'm not valued. They don't have a brain. They are not paying me well. I might be getting fired. I'm doing so much of work, but I don't know why my boss is not happy with me. I might be fired. This kind of fears. Person may feel, he or she may feel that I'm not given good respect, growth in life. At times people say it's not my job. I'm not going to do this. Let the others do. Others should have taken care of. Why only me? Or at times somebody says some good idea, some new idea, and the person tends to say, don't know, I'm not convinced. It can't work. It can't work at all. Because there's a negative tendency in the attitude. You didn't consult us before. Sometimes children are doing very enthusiastically something and bringing something new doing in the class. Teacher may say, no, do the same thing what I told you. Write the same answer which I taught you. Why we do this? Because we are somewhere suffering the negative attitude syndrome. How we can reframe our negative attitudes? Now the question is, my attitude is my responsibility. We have to understand that. My attitude is my responsibility. It is up to me what kind of seed I'm going to sow here in my mental ground. I heard somewhere now the definition of personality development comes that what you see throughout the day on YouTube, what are you watching, what kind of videos you are watching on the YouTube that shape up your personality. With the 5 people you are staying, living your life around every day, they make a lot of difference, shaping up your personality. You tend to behave like them. We human beings love to imitate. It's by default, by nature within us. We are living in the company of good people, we tend to behave like them. We are living in the company of negative people or the workshoppers, we tend to behave like them. So, should maintain our attitude, our responsibility. Must manage our emotion, what we are perceiving through our 5 senses. You can see the picture. Trying to say what you perceive, it should not be stressful. It should give you some happy feeling. गांधी जी के 3 बंदर, बुरा मत देखो, बुरा मत सुनो, बुरा मत बोलो. Try to change your perspective. Stop looking from the same perspective you're looking at the world. Try to change it. We must not keep blaming always on the other. Let me take responsibility. Common to all, when you point a finger on somebody, 3 fingers are pointing toward ourselves. So first we look into ourselves where we are wrong. For telling the others, before blaming the others. What's wrong with the other person? First find out yourself. Then you blame the others. Not criticize others. You all are human beings. You all are human beings. So as the others, they're not perfect. Nobody is perfect except God. They're on just different levels. We should not unnecessarily keep on feeling hurt in small things. Let us be emotionally mature. Let we not keep howling on others, getting angry. Some boss might have acquired this negative attitude. When I'm in the office, I start shouting on the workers and they start working very fast. Same tendency picked up from the office, goes to the home, shouting at the wife, at the children, and they are the sufferers without any reason because the negative attitude picked up in the office. Forgive yourself. Doing so many things and doing so many efforts, finally, there may be one chance that you may fail. Please don't be hard with you. Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. You are a human being. We are a human being. We are not perfectionists. There may be mistakes that may take place. Let we be a little polite with our own self. Let we not put ourselves in the chains of perfection. Try not to be always perfectionist. There may be mistakes. Learn from the mistake. Next, please. Once we have been through the journey of what attitudes are, how we can change our attitude from negative to positive and stay. Everybody is very well familiar with the faces. Albert Einstein, you know what he was? Just an ordinary clerk. A clerk He grew to a wonderful scientist. But knows so well. He was deaf. And what he became? World famous music composer. Next, you see the picture. Franklin D. Roosevelt. Both his legs were paralyzed, and he rose to the height of President of. Next, you see the picture of Godma. Here, who she was? A teacher. All the teachers very happy and smiling. Came the Prime Minister of Israel. Next is the picture you see the Thomas Edison. We all know what not he did for us. He was just matriculated. Next is the Homer, who is blind. Great writer. Have a look.
Madam, your sound is breaking. Sound, if you don't mind. Yeah.
Is it clear?
Now clear. Now clear. Yeah.
Did you miss out? Did you miss out?
No. We heard up to Homer. No. We didn't miss out.
Next, you see C.N. Janaki. She suffered polio, acute polio, and she became the renowned swimmer. Helen Keller. We teach about her in our class 10 CBSE schools as well. Look at her, what not she did. She was blind and deaf, we know, in the month of age of 18 months. She was hardly 18 months old. She lost her senses due to some chronic disease. And she was a wonderful writer. K.K. Patel, may not everybody could be aware of. Son of an ordinary farmer. He rose to the company of crores of rupees. Derma washing powder. He's the MD of that. Next, you see Mr. M.S. Oberoi. He began 1898 his journey as a mere clerk with a 50 rupees monthly salary. Only 50. And after some time, sold out wherever he was living. He sold out the jewelry of his wife and bought a hotel. He started working in Shimla. Got a hotel. And then there was no looking back. He settled himself. He rose to the height of a person, the owner of the largest hotel chain of hotels, Fry Hotels. Next comes Malati Hola. Malati Krishnamurti is not, space was not that way available. Malati Krishnamurti Hola. What she did? Polio stricken. More than 30 surgeries she suffered in 15 years. And yet she obtained 300 plus medals in para-athletic. 300. These people can do by despite all their physical challenges, they have kept their attitude. Thank you. We are all intact.
Your voice is breaking. Your voice is slightly breaking. Yeah.
Hello.
Okay. Now clear.
Great. So what I said, that despite having all these different challenges, even physically challenges, is it clear, sir?
Yeah, it's clear, ma'am. Yeah.
So despite having all these challenges, these people have shone like a star in the sky. And this is just very few a number I have picked up. Keeping in view the time constraint, there are multitude of people. To see the history is the witness. Those who are having challenging situation physically, mentally, financially, what not they have done. It's all because of the attitude. They had positive attitude and they could scale heights in their life. Now, what next? What next? So, all ready? All ready to ride a train of positivity to scale new heights? Let's have the action plan. We have to now control our attitudes, right? We don't have to be driven away with the negativity now onwards and start creating miracles in life. Write your goals, what you want. What you want, have your long-term goals. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
So let me have our goals ready with us. Chop them off into different time periods. Say after 1 year, what you want, or after 2 years in your life, personal or professional, what you want to obtain. Let's have those goals written in pen and paper. Then make small term plannings and work on them. After every month, then give yourself a feedback. How much could you succeed? Believe in yourself. Move ahead. Don't stop. Carry on with your good work. Carry on with your goals, your objectives, long term and short term. Have the courage and persistence to follow your dreams, because attitude is
everything.
And last but not the least, say you a big thanks to everyone listening me with such patience.
Madam, it's we didn't know how the time actually, the time never runs. We run along with the time, but
yes.
I mean, we almost spent attending to your wonderful explanation on various aspects of attitude. And let me say that it is a wonderful, wonderful prepared one, and it's going to help many of us in transforming ourselves, if at all we are a negative attitude guy, to a positive attitude. Before we wind up, I only have a doubt with regard to students. Now, I have been interacting with students for almost more than a decade now. I find students I handle from 6 to 10, the same students, they're quite positive by nature. If you look at any student from 7 to 10, when you say, come out to the stage, talk something, you can see many hands going up. And everybody looks very confident and positive in their outlook. And that is up to their 10th standard. But being a teacher, being a principal for so many years now, moment they go into that +1, +2 category, there is a amount of negativism, there is an amount of lack of confidence, there is an amount of fear, phobia built in themselves. They go secluded, they sit quiet, they don't answer well. So there is a shift from a positiveness to a negativeness when our students go from the 10 to +1 and +2. If what I'm saying is true, why is it happening? I've seen, either maybe like physically they've grown in a different, they're going to be a man and a woman maybe in the next 3-4 years time. I don't know, why are they changing like this? The thrill of being a student up to 10th standard kills them when they come to 11th and 12th standard. Why is it so, ma'am? How do they maintain that positive attitude? This is my observation. Maybe I'm wrong, but once they go, they act in such a way that they know everything. Sometimes to the extent they feel that they know more than the teacher who teaches them. I think there is an altitudinal, dip in the confidence of our children when they move to +1 and +2. And why I'm saying that these are the students who join us, to engineering or arts and science. So if what I'm saying is true, how do we maintain that positiveness, or in terms of that positive attitude from 10 to 11, so that they don't shift from those positiveness to negative? Over to you, ma'am. If you have experienced the same way what I experienced today, even with our own children, as they keep growing up, they were depending on us, and moment they become adolescents, they feel, "Arey, mummy, papa, theek hai, I want more of my friends, more of freedom. Mere paas mat aao, I know what is good, what is bad for me." So there is an attitudinal change in their altitude comes down. So why is it happening, and how can we stop this for the betterment of our children? Over to you, ma'am. I'm taking a lot of time from you. I'm so sorry for that, but then I thought
no issue, rather thanking you that you have given me such a wonderful question, wonderful time period. So First, I must appreciate your question is really very relevant and very
true?
convincing.
Is it true, ma'am? It is true. You also agree as principal of the school. Fine.
Absolutely. I'm highly convinced with that. So I will try
Thank you.
to say a few points about it.
Yes, ma'am.
What I feel out of my little experience is that one thing after 10th means rather 6, 7, 8 middle, and then they start going to 9th and 10th.
Okay.
What we feel at home also, parents' behavior changes because they are growing up. Their physical, mental, clinical changes are taking place, and they are at the threshold of childhood and the seniority, adulthood. So this
Yes.
is a kind of dusk and dawn kind of thing is happening. So children don't feel happy with them because they are saying you are grown up. Grown ups, they say you are bacha, you are child, so don't mingle up. So they are ultimately in tension and trouble. And if you talk about today's era, they are having phones, the whole world, as I said, in their palm. So they are overfed with knowledge. There
Absolutely.
used to be some shields between the children and elders. Now there's no more shield. Even class 5 child knows so many things which we don't expect. It was not happening earlier in your times. Now it is happening. So one thing is their own changes. The other is the expectation from the parents in the family. Then the expectations from the teacher in the school. They always expect from them that now they are grown up. They are not children. They don't need any accolades. They don't need any appreciation. Touch is very important. Teachers should touch the emotional cord of the child. They should not behave them just like now they are a cement block and they cannot change. And ultimately, the child perceives the teacher is not liking him or her, and they start, differing from the teachers. They start drifting away from her. They don't tend to listen to the teachers. And at this age level, teachers are always rushing with the syllabus. They hardly tend to put in some good activities which involves the children. They don't do kind of fun even other than teaching technologies, if I talk about, or teaching methods. They don't even use much fun in the class. They're always serious with a serious smile, serious lip tight. They're coming. This is the work given, you do it yourself. At times they are in need of your help. They're in dire need of your help. Help them, ask them what are their problems. My used to be a funda throughout my teaching career, and even today, I used to pull out one child who is not happy in the class. In every class, there are 4 to 5 backbencher kind of children, or those who are not doing well. So I used to pull out that child for 2 to 3 minutes and talk to the child, try to peep into the child's mind. What is the problem going on here? And we have given an open call to the teacher. If in all the classes 9 to 12, if there are 50 children who are feeling in such kind of stress or depression, or they are not coming up to the mark with their performance, who is ready to adopt it? Multitude of hands stand up. And teachers are given responsibility for the children. Every day they spend time with every single child. Every day, if 20 children, 10 children are counseled for 2 minutes even, that makes a lot of difference in their life. So they need just coordination with the teachers. They need some good emotional support from them. If it is provided, I believe this gap will be bridged and they will come up with confidence.
Absolutely, ma'am. So it's time now for us. It's already 5:35 and the madam also not looked at the watch, but it's been almost 1 hour and 35 minutes. So in fact, again, I should be thankful to Sardar Nirmal Singh, who is the president of Chief Khalsa Diwan Charitable Trust, and the managers, both Sardar Harjit Singh and Gurinder Singh, who made you to talk to us or who give you the permission to talk to us. But then we have a special big thanks to you for coming all the way from Punjab to Coimbatore, because you've become closer to us and made everyone feel how important this attitude is all about. And I'm sure by the lessons and the guidance and the directions that you have given to us, ma'am, we would convert ourselves from a negative attitude guy to a positive attitude guy and make a success in ourselves in life, for self and for others too. So on behalf of Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham, I once again thank you for your presence with us. So we wish you all luck for you and your family, your daughter, your hubby, your son, wishing them all good luck and good health. Stay safe and see you soon when I visit Punjab next time after all the trouble. So thank you so much, ma'am.
Sure.
Till we meet again.
Thank you so much.
Till we meet again. Jai Hind. Thank you so much. God bless. Namaskar.
Thank you so much. I lost my voice for a while.
No, I know.
Again,
You spoke.
Yeah.
I mean,